NIP there. What are your thoughts moving into this final map?
M80.
See, I think M80 as well. I'm kind of surprised about Jesse, honestly. You know Jesse a little bit better than me. You've worked with him quite a few times. He can be a bit of an NA shield. He's turned tail here.
Don't worry, me, the auction boys, the M80 boys, we'll take him aside later on. We'll tell him what's up, all right? And you'll see him come in tomorrow, and he'll be, auction, you're going to win the whole thing.
Yep.
M80, you're going to win the whole thing.
That's what we want to see.
Do not worry.
From our NA analyst there. Moving into the final map of the day, it is going to be Chalet. We've been blessed with a 3-mapper for our final map here. Or our final series here, should I say. The upper bracket final of Group A. Dokkaebi, Monty, Jaeger, all to be removed. The Monty being removed there by M80. It didn't really provide as much effect as we've seen it do previously from NIP when they brought it on Villa, but still warrants a ban here nonetheless. Azami, the final defender, to be removed. Let's hope we have a fantastic final map.
There's the bands. Ying up. Glaz is up.
Just quickly, I absolutely love the background that M80 are rocking at the minute.
Yes,
it's in the battle pass.
Yeah.
I got trolled for using that background.
Look at Pino.
Because apparently it's cheesy.
Look at Pino, the only one with the NIP. The rest of them not interested in repping the brand. Pino's a real one.
We of course have already seen NIP play this map today, Demo.
Yep.
Played it earlier on against Falcons,
Look
who,
good.
by the way, spoiler alert for anyone that's waiting to watch the G2 Falcons game, Falcons are doing quite well at the minute.
Don't talk.
It's looking a little bit scary for G2. Demo is in a little bit of a grump here, so we're going to have to drag him out of it. But jokes aside, NIP played this map earlier today against Falcons, where they won 7 rounds to 3. Very successful Chalet they did have. They picked up 5 rounds on the defense, 2 rounds on the attack. Starting off on the defense here, we're expecting more of the same, let's be honest.
I will say that NIP, this is going to be like the kind of culture shock that they're going to have to deal with. Sure, it's all good playing against Falcons, as we've seen earlier, but Falcons didn't really have a chance against them. This is M80. This is a team which knows this map really, really well. This is a strong map for them. It's a map where you can play very fast. You can play with the Ying, and a lot more of positions that are just going to be so strong for not only yourself as the Ying pushing in, but for your team to also execute. You think about Candelos being popped up in towards office, in towards bedroom. Then the guy like Double Window, for example, gets free range because of that. There's so many positions that Ying is so good on Chalet, and they'll take advantage of that. No Warden, which is going to cause big issues. I'm expecting to see a lot of value out of Kino.
And there's no real reason why you wouldn't bring the Warden, right? You've probably got room for it in the lineup. Maybe sacrifice.
They love Castle NIP today, don't they? They love the Castle.
They do like the Castle. And M80 have read quite well into that because they've just gone, great, we'll bring the Zephyr.
We'll bring Flores.
We'll bring the Zephyr, we'll bring Flores, we'll bring Ash. We can deal with all of those Castle barricades at range. We don't need to get anywhere near them. And guess what? We can deal with the deployable shields as well, provided we jump onto the piano demo. That's the key step that was seemingly missed out there.
Let's see, take 2.
We'll just forget that we saw the first attempt.
Here we go. Here's the first Flores drone moving in.
And there it is.
Hold your breath. Hey!
Congratulations, step 1 complete.
M80 looking to almost play a little bit more of an aggressive standpoint, of course, trying to maybe move in and actually get some kills. Some teams will just stand back, Ollie, and just try and work their way in towards the bomb site, but no, they're going aggressive. Wizard, this is a position we've seen him play a few times earlier, Ollie, and he will get a down, but everyone else around him has fallen, Ollie. It's only Wizard now on a 1 versus 3, essentially. Kino will have to go and be revived. He's not on the site. He's towards the half wall. The breach isn't even open. It's only just a head hole height for him, and Wizard will creep in towards blue. Fine spoit, though. Kino's still downed. Still downed. Will get finished off, but as you can see, 2 players have now rotated, but he had the diffuser! He had the diffuser!
That's the all-important information right there. That's why Wizard is choosing not to move at all. This all hinges on how much information he's got. Now, there was a bulletproof inside of the site that could provide him a little bit of something, likely only going to be sound unless Iconic does push through. But Wizard isn't in a terrible spot here.
It's a good ang.
It'd be an ace if he clutches it out. Iconic going to approach the window, see if there's anything that he can find. Wizard has already repositioned, but Iconic is a little bit better, a little bit quicker to the draw there, and is able to shut any hopes of a quick clutch out. M80 successful in round number 1.
Closer, Wizard. Gave it a good shot there, didn't he, Ollie?
What a pickup he's been for NIP as well.
Yeah.
I know it's a pickup that's quite old now at this point. We haven't really got to cast NIP all too many times. So it's great to sort of just highlight that and say, fantastic addition to the squad.
It's cons as well. I love, you know, we loved him back in the day, and so here he is in NIP as well, along with the old guard, obviously. You know, not too long. I mean, again, is this where we're getting old, Ollie? You know, I still remember whenever Pino and Muzi got picked up. You know, they got announced as a kind of 2 new wonder duo, didn't they? And they've been around for quite a while now.
A good attempt, but it was only ever an attempt. Back on it there. Great little heads-up play. Look at Spoy, he's got his hand in his pocket.
He's so memeable today, isn't he? We've obviously
so chilled out.
Kraken picked off him now that can be circulated throughout the timeline.
He got 2 assists in that round, and he's just sat, one hand on the keyboard. Yeah, he might be flicking a cam or something. He's just resting his mouse.
He doesn't watch cams, don't be silly.
No, there'll be someone else dead for that. That's someone else's job.
He's there for the ride.
A little bit of a site change. We're going to go downstairs this time. I wouldn't have been too mad if NIP had tried again upstairs, because it didn't go terribly for them.
I mean, it kind of. It was a 1v4 there at that stage.
They could have brought the Warden this time. They could have played the Warden again.
I mean, the Ying itself didn't really do much, but actually the Candelas were good again for helping the rest of the team swing in double window. I mentioned
Diaz
before.
did a lot.
Swings off the double window. You have the guys in the bathroom window, for example. That's where Ying, it's good just for a team environment. It helps everyone. It's going to help your team push. It's going to put, you know, obviously the defense under a lot of pressure. That's the main thing that Ying happens, because as soon as you hear a Candela go off, you just know, well, had a good run.
Something's going to happen, yeah.
No contact with RC.
Minute gone. Not much happening at the moment from M80, just doing the groundwork, getting the droning done. And M80, this is what they'll do. You know, sometimes they'll eye up every option they have. They've done this in Border quite a few times, didn't they? They were able to say, okay, he's here, he's there. There's a barbed wire there. There's a bit of utility here. Oh, there's nothing there. Let's go for that. That's how they'll play Siege. That's the way the best teams do it.
Well, that is the fundamental of the split theory, isn't it? It's finding that gap, finding that weakness, and then looking to try and exploit it. We can see at the moment, there's a big pressure up on those solar stairs. We've got Kino on the rappel. He's going to stun in, and that's going to allow a little bit of free reign of passage. You've got pre-fire shots to enable all of that as well. And all of a sudden, we've got a bit of control inside of Solar. Now where can we look to push with that? We've got Muzi hiding out in bathroom. Unsure if he's known or not. I would guess by that he isn't. What a headshot onto Gomez. Maybe finds another here onto Spoit. The chip damage coming through the wall. The Candela won't be effective. Spoit laid prone. Can't land the shot though. Will be taken out by Kino.
Kino finds 2. Diaz on the bathroom window, still trying to clear some of that utility off with the Flores drones. Sees upstairs that there's no one here, so M80, they do have their top floor control. 2 players stuck in connector, 1 player on the bottom of blue. So M80 should be able to move in, and we don't really have too much verticality. 2 breaching charges, no way of getting open the hatches. Both hatches reinforced, but only one of them, Ollie, was actually electrified for the Kaid. Maybe a misplay there from Wizard. You would have expected if you're going to reinforce the hatches, also go for the Electroclaw, but no, just in the bar they've done. Instead, they used 1 on connector wall.
Yeah, connector, it's actually achieved 2 uses there as well, because you've got the mirror window that is going to be played by Cons. It is good, but it does leave you with a bit of a stack up inside of that small closet, and that's maybe something that M80 can look now to start to exploit. Diaz, he's going to move his way through, pick one up onto Pino, but the hard work isn't done yet. You've got to make your way into sight, and Cons is going to be there to say, no, thank you, not today. Psycho, he gets the headshot onto the final player, body shot at least, as Diaz will fall as he makes his way through that rotation. Much better there from NIP. They really took the time on that. I felt like they weren't trying to force a single kill. They were really happy to dig into that power position.
And that's because Muzi did the majority of work. Wasted a lot of time, took kills, took a bit of damage off players, and whenever it got to that minute mark, they were like, okay, we're happy with what we've achieved. We've wasted 2 minutes. We've burned a lot of the utility. We've got some kills. Now let's just go sit behind our indestructible windows.
And if you look at the take that M80 went for, it's not unusual to go through Solar.
No.
But it isn't always the norm when you're attacking into that side for 3 people to go through Solar. Now, if there's a problem over there that you feel like they need dealing with,
obviously.
deal with it.
Yeah.
But typically you're going to be looking more toward library. You're maybe going to be looking toward getting that stop wall open. Obviously, in this instance, it was electrified, so that was a little bit more difficult to do. But it was still never dealt with. You can't just see it's electrified and go, oh, we can't go that way, we'll have to go the other way. Because that ultimately comes back to bite you right at the end of the round. It's like, where did the final kill come from? It came from stock. Why did it come from? Because the wall was electrified.
Attackers must locate
2 rounds done and dusted. NIP, they make the appearance. There's Pino in the clash again, Ollie. We had a great time watching him display this operator whenever they against Falcons earlier on, and we seen, you know, jump out. Pino was by trench at one stage, jumped off the balcony by bedroom. Down into trench they went. Oh, look at this. Gomez on the window, got it popped open for him, but nobody's home. No one's there, but they have eliminated that castle barricade. Again, these castles keep coming in for NIP. They really enjoy it. I'm surprised teams haven't made before. You know, let's actually ban it. We see there's a lot of castle, a lot of strats for this team.
It's a great utility soak, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's forced, you know, Sophia coming in, Flores as well. I'm not saying these are like bad operators, but you know,
Sophia is nowhere near what they were, though.
No, again, slowness is a big one.
Yeah.
Being a 1 speed, it's just not favorable. I know that well, I don't do 1 speeds. I don't do them.
No, I think, you know, you don't look at M80 and think that any of them want to play 1 speed, because you imagine them all as this very quick to act unit, and you've not got that if you're on a 1 speed. No.
Lights on.
Oh, Spoit there, just jiggle peeking with Psycho.
Gomez makes up for it though, Ollie. It's the refrag with the other team
Go on,
for 60, and Kino, did he even mean to get that kill? I don't know.
Of course he did. He pressed mouse
know.
1. If you fire the bullet, you mean to get the kill.
He sprayed and he fought. Just 2 more to be sure. Oh,
Ah, headshot through the wall, why not?
it's extra credit right there. Speaking of Kino, he has a diffuser, Ollie. Could maybe look for a plant using the Candelas, of course. 3 of them still in the pocket. Diaz, this is such a strong position on the window. Do not get killed though, Diaz. Because if they lose him, then anyone can swing from bedroom. Wizard has that shield still. I'm surprised that's still up whenever there is a Sophia who may need to rotate. Even Gomez with an aid. Use an aid, Gomez. It will work. How is that Selma charge being able to just hit the bottom off there? Do you see that?
The M80 done a great job of not rushing things here. They know that they've got the advantage. They know they don't need to do anything too fancy. Gather a bit of information. Take your foot off the gas momentarily. That's exactly what they did. Great opening picks as well. You really can't doubt that.
Let's see the replays. Let's see some of those kills. I think Gomez's kill just before Kino's come in was quite an important one as well. Spoit 0-3. Hasn't really hit the ground running on Chalet. Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Oh dear, oh dear. See, this is what I was saying earlier in the first game demo, where that just doesn't happen to me. That's what happens to me if I play Clash and try and do that. Whereas Pino against Falcons, he was outside for 30, 40 seconds at a time. You can't get away with those sort of plays.
Yeah, when you play Clash versus someone else plays Clash.
Exactly. Pino's giving himself away very, very softly there.
I mean, for NIP, doing the same things again, surely you're just asking for trouble. Because I would say we were both very surprised with some of the stuff NIP were able to get over Falcons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we said that. We knew that Falcons weren't going to be the big test. You know, the long jump, we'll say.
Keep picking them up, because they're doing well against G2.
They are. No. I'm not, hey, look, we said, you know, Falcons, they have a chance to bounce back. You know, we said that the playstyle, again, it was the playstyle more than anything for NIP, which Falcons didn't really do well against, because it is more of a slower, methodical playstyle. Against a team like G2, where you will have time, you know, chances for individual gunfights, for example, that's where Falcons will take advantage. And well, what have Falcons done against G2?
Same old from NIP here with the castle barricade. Not been going too badly for them, so why change it? Wizard has changed his hot seat this time. He's instead opted to control that deployable shield a little bit more, which is a great play. We saw a little bit of trouble previously from NIP trying to deal with that shield on top of Piano. And instead of playing back and maybe a little bit more passively, he's gone, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try and deal with it before it becomes too much of a problem. Deployable shield on the half wall will fall, but the all-important one on the Piano will remain. Just gives the defenders something else to peek from that area.
Wizard pulls it back as Gomez got the opening pick. It's better from NIP. Sure, give away the opening kill, which we know they do a few times, although at least get the kill back. That's important. We don't really look at the opening stats as much if there's like a kill immediately after a second. That's the main thing. Getting the opening kill and then maintaining that lead. That's the issue. Wizards. On for a second there. The one-man charge will eat up the flashbang. Drops down into Solar. I always feel that's a risky jump to go for, because if someone's on that window, you're done.
You're waiting to land in someone's lap, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just say thank you very much. You're hitting the cameras before your body's even touched the ground.
There goes Kino. Prepping the Candelas, in it goes.
It's a good chunk of damage, though.
I mean, there is really nothing to play against these Candelas essentially around. They're just a spray of bullets. He tries to jump in, but no. The Candelas, it can only reach so far, only it doesn't look towards the solar stairs. Above, there seems to be a pick as well. Pino, who went unchecked. M80 in dire straits. Sploit will find Pino, but they've lost a lot of men. They've lost the Candela diffuser cold as well, Ollie on the ground. At 2v2.
Just goes to show how punishing it can be when you don't clear that top floor sufficiently. Sploit cleared it, but it was too late, and I don't know that they put enough focus in that area of the map at the start. Muzi's still going to be upstairs, maybe looking to play a little bit of spoiler here. Surely the call-out will now come, and Muzi can collect. Locks us into a 1 versus 1. Can he pre-fire through the wall? No, Gomez makes it happen! M80, how have you done that one then?
Wow, 2v2. Sploit almost like full sprinting at the player bottom solar stairs and then wins that engagement. Hey, Gomez, all he had to do was just wait. He knew who the guy was because he just killed Sploit. It's just an outright gunfight, and they are 33. It wins.
That feels like a round that M80 shouldn't have gotten away with. They didn't clear the top floor. Nope. They cleared it late.
Didn't clear Solar. Didn't really put enough pressure on Solar stairs because, you know, you have the Candelas with that long angle all the way back, Ollie. It's...
The diffuser got cold on the ground. I don't know. I feel like Gomez has done a fantastic job to pick up that final kill. Sploit did what he could. Creeped through that top floor.
Did well.
Was successful.
Killing that guy bottom solar stairs was massive for Sploit.
I think the M80 themselves maybe feel as though that maybe wasn't a round that they should have won.
Yeah.
Because they've called a timeout.
So
they know that things aren't going exactly to plan.
That's a really weird one. They're 3-1 up, early call out, which sometimes we even say if teams are 3-1 down and they use a call out, it's a little bit, you know, hit or miss. But it's M80, you know, who are winning, have called the timeout. It's the first time I've seen that happen before. Maybe Bodega's thought, we could be on for a 5-1 half here. You get the 5-1 half, you've done most of the work. And then NIP are under pressure. And then they know NIP and the attacks, that's where they can exploit them.
And let's be honest, that's what the best teams do. The best teams aren't happy with just winning a round. They want to go through and they want to say, right, we won the round, but this could have been a lot better.
Because it's giving them a chance, especially Bodega watching, to see how NIP have been playing. It gives them a chance to see, right, they went for this approach, now we're going to flip it, we're going to change something a little bit different. One thing there hasn't really been today is any rushes. You know, sometimes we see a diffuser get planted at like 2 minutes 20, for example. There's none of that. Both teams have been very content in trying to get map control first before they even think about getting a plant down.
A little bit of a change up here from M80. That timeout obviously affecting the operator picks as well.
More flank protection, it seems to be, might
be. See the Nomad.
Yeah, the thing that they thought, yeah, we need to get this sorted. Which, in fairness, there's been a few times NIP have been kind of, you know, let loose, and Nomad could be there just to control them a bit more. Kino on solar window. We'll use the Candela. This is what I mean. It'll create space for Diaz to swing off the window if someone is in bedroom.
Psycho gets a good bit of info there. He now knows that there is going to be a Candela in hand. We're seeing an ace charge used to open up the window. That's not exactly typical. Psycho makes good on that info onto Kino, and the kills continue here for NIP. Diaz on the upside down repel, not able to do too much with it. Gomez looking for a collection downstairs, but Pino hits him with the alternate angle.
Wow.
This could be a flawless here for NIP. You might be regretting that timeout in a few seconds, as Diaz is going to be the final player to fall to Wizard. NIP. Something you forget. If you take a timeout, it also gives the opposing team time to talk as well.
What a timeout.
And guess what? NIP have still got their own in their back pocket.
They do indeed.
Always risky to take the timeout, especially when you are above. And a team like NIP, they love a timeout demo. They're a very effective team after that tactical timeout. A little bit of a pause in play, a little bit of a break, they take full advantage of it.
There's the swing. Just caught him just before the
Full
Candela.
white flash kill, why not?
Just before they got him. Everyone else was pretty easy to take care of. Oh, Moosey. He's played well today. He's had some really good performances. I mean, NIP overall, you know, both teams. It's been a great series, great day for both these teams. I can keep in mind, whoever loses this, they're not out. They're not out.
Not out.
Still have tomorrow. Also, we have the conclusion of how our B group will be sorted out tomorrow in the afternoon, our first set of games. That will be to see who actually gets eliminated first from Group B. And then we will have, of course, our decider match to see who goes in to the playoffs also.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
And this will be where we find our first team all eight to go into the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, whoever wins this game, they have the day off tomorrow. Because they go straight into the semis, which is our...
Yeah, they go straight through to qualifying.
Yeah, which is our Saturday and Sunday. Day off, would they like that?
That's a good opportunity to rest and recuperate, isn't it?
Do have a day off tomorrow, don't we? I think, potentially. A few days off? A week off?
I think either team here is deserving of a day off tomorrow. You think about the day that M80 have had leading themselves up to this point. They've played 2 best-of-3s that have gone all the way. NIP played a little bit less Siege, but it's probably been equally as stressful for them. Especially given that they were able to come back on that previous map of Chalet.
So we have the Jackal, which is obviously going to help them clear out some roamers, but NIP, they've certainly, you know, approached the roam game a little bit more this this match. They also have the Fuse. They might have the Fuse. I wonder if they're going to go for the Fuse trick where you fuse the top fireplace right beside the double window. The cluster charges then will then travel down onto the secondary flooring, which will then open that up. So it's a very safe way of opening vertical angles on Wine Cellar via the Fuse. And you see Gomez is up in that position. Just waiting for him to place it down. He's not going for it at the moment. All 5 players of NIP Ollie have went back to bomb site. It feels though they may wish they didn't, whenever that floor starts to get opened up above them.
Yeah. Go back to the side, but you've now got no ceiling.
Look at this. This is classic Siege. This snowmobile open with the verticality and lobby. We don't see these all too often.
This is a great utilization of the Fuse as well. There's no operator in the game that can do that effectively. You know, you think that Fuse is all for, you know, going into directly the side, get some lines of sight, rip open that floor. You couldn't do that with a book in 5 minutes. Look at it. 2 canisters, bish bash bosh.
Brilliant. Who actually invented this? Who came up with this first? What psychopath thought, yeah, I'm going to do this?
Certainly works. Now the site isn't a favourable place to be.
They need to get Wizard though, because he is a C4 prime. Not only does he have C4 prime, he's the warden who can see through these smokes.
Psycho's just got a really important kill there over on Topino. Spoit will respond. He's in the hot seat with the diffuser outside of the breach. Right about now that you wish you had a glass or something like that. If you're going to throw that much smoke, you need to be able to see through it. Gomez with the drop, takes down Wizard. With it goes the glasses and a C4. Kills continue now to be threatened as Moosey is able to take Diaz down. The plant is now going to be attempted.
Where's that going?
Full collapse. Where is the control? Where is the cover? Well, it's in the hands of Iconic, of course. Moosey, he's here hiding out inside of the smoke. How did he survive for so long?
Did you see that C4? Where was it? Was it going to the moon? What was that C4? Easily, just so far, it's just hit the ceiling immediately. Oh dear, NIP. That warden pick. Huge. Huge from Gomez.
He just didn't play it like a warden, though. You can't play in a corner like that as a warden. That's a mute's position.
I get that, but there wasn't really a like, the breach wasn't smoked. If the breach is smoked, that's where he swings. He can't exactly like swing from that position, or else he'll get clipped by Spoit.
The smokes were much better.
I want to see the C4 again. Do we even get the catch again? Where's that going?
Oh, I think you got to give him the pass. Tino's in the middle of the smoke there. He's just going for the best he can.
Anything. Doesn't he just have to do something?
It's not even like it's on Villa where you can use the excuse of the beams that come out of the ceiling about 4 feet.
Guessing that's from experience. You've mentioned that. Has that hit a nerve?
10
No,
seconds.
no.
Hit a memory, a flashback, perhaps?
You can't do that and then detonate it while you're underneath it because you'll die.
So downstairs from M80, you'll see one thing that they've done, which is a bit more of a common strat. That wine cellar wall looks straight down into the big garage. Right side wall is going to be open. The reason why they do that, Ollie, is so they can impact trick that reinforced wall. The left side is very specific to have, because that's the side that will open up that connector door. You don't really get the same angle. You can forfeit the left side. It's all about having that right side shot.
Especially when you bring in something like a thermite, it can be a little bit difficult. Of course, in this case, thermite is going to be used for that main breach, the snowmobile.
Pop the Goyo, just in case there was a rush, just in case.
You never know. Place the Goyo there, why not?
They have a bulletproof anyway to keep tabs on that side of the map. But yeah, very run-of-the-mill. You'll see this from sides where, yes, it will probably be a trench push in the end, but you just open snowmobile just to keep the defenders on their toes. And you never know, you might rotate someone there late, which happens sometimes,
Always
and you'll
happens to
find 1 or 2 kills.
It's always handy to have. Gomez has got a little handy-dandy cam of his own, though, inside those trash bins.
A lot of roamers.
That's going to give him an option to have a good idea as to who is coming through that breach and when. Great little bit of intel there.
One guy on the cam's in sight. He's feeding all that information over to the roamers, and there is 4 of them at the moment only. Probably why they bring the Goyo, in case he does start to feel a bit pressured. He can't give himself more control to allow his teammates to get back downstairs if needed. Is the hatch open for M80 inside dining? It is, yeah. So that will give them, of course, the option of denying anyone trying to plant in towards trench, towards the barrels. But NIP, again, this is where it feels as though they haven't really done much. But we know this is where it starts to brew.
Yeah, this is all in the setup. You've got to really take stock of what is available to you here, and you can't just get hasty at the fact that there's a load of roamers. You also can't just run at windows.
Great reflag.
He's going to be traded back there by Iconic. We're going to see some toxic waves now to stop the flow of attackers come through. We talk about impact tricks. It doesn't look like it was successful there. No one in position to do so.
I'll tell you why, because the guys with impacts were the ones roaming upstairs.
Kino to find one before he too gets taken out. Control of blue now is in the hands of Cons. He could quite easily go for a plant here. This isn't something that the hatch can really affect. You would have to drop really to be able to do anything with that. He's got a player outside of the snowmobile as well. This could be devastating. You might be able to cut these roamers back as they try and re-enter the site. We've got Diaz. He's dropped down. Muzi, does he know? Looks as though he's kind of aware here. He's certainly going to be aware now. Kills continue to come in. We're seeing him go for both sides. The diffuser hasn't been planted here. That is the all-important piece of information. Psycho, he's going to try and smoke off and just go for this plan. Still, Spoy and Diaz both up and ready. They maybe just need to wait for each other to buddy up to guarantee this one. Psycho, he's going to get a quick line of sight there, but it isn't going to be enough. The Goyo was popped. Didn't really matter. I think Diaz, that kill might be confirmed. I think he might be confirmed. Plenty of time for Spoy to disable that diffuser. Not enough time to write easy on the wall, though. Unfortunately for you, you're going to run out of bullets.
How do you know that's what he was doing, by the way? How did you know from that?
What else are you going to be writing?
You've showed your toxic side there, haven't you?
Mine's the smiley face.
Your smiley face?
Yeah.
No, I have to test my C-key number. Things like that happen. Yeah, Gomez, I don't think he knew someone was on the window. But this from Iconic, great little reflag that just to get it there immediately. Kino in the thick of it again, wasn't he? That shotgun. Fresh has made a statement. He's the best shotgun player in the world.
It's bold, but I don't think it's wrong.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
M80, 5-2 up, Ollie.
Looking good so far.
He's running away from NIP.
We've all seen what a lead can do, though. A lead can change quite quickly.
It certainly can.
NIP, they still have a tactical timeout as well. Now, of course, it's the switch. We're going to see NIP hit the attack up now. The second round of that happening. So it's in and around now where you start thinking about that tactical timeout. The defense is well and truly in the rearview mirror. Now you just need to focus on your tracks. I would guess that if NIP lose here, obviously it's going to be match point to M80. You've got to start thinking about that timeout.
Yeah. Iconic 11-4, Ollie. I haven't mentioned that. Great performance from him. Said he was a little bit quiet during the first map. Didn't really have to do much in quarter, albeit.
He's had some heavy lifting to pick up here, though. There's been a little bit of a lack from some of the other players on the team. Oh, you got a cough?
No,
right?
just a hatred for certain scope.
I mean, look at someone like Kino who had a standout game over on Villa as well.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's one of the strengths of this M80 side is that it really doesn't matter who gets the kills. There's a lot of people that can pick up slack everywhere.
Honestly, they're really growing into a team, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Whenever they were on the circuit last year for the first time, they were just, oh, there's these Brazilians who are playing in the American League. And you think, oh, well, that's not going to last very long, is it? But hey, credit to that little trio. They've kept on moving. They've brought in the right players, the right caliber of players that they've needed. I don't think there's been two better, you know, like a transfer window. Could you get better than pick up those two?
Moosey. Quite interested in mud window. It's not all the time you see someone upside down repel on that window. Not a great deal to look at, but sometimes there may be a defender hanging around, and that's exactly what he found. NIP. Going to be trying to take control of these solar stairs. They've got cons on the Ying to help assist that. I'm not sure if they've got anyone out on the repel, though. Candela is going to go up. We do have an upside-down repel over on that bathroom, and that's going to assist taking Spoit down. But the Ephemery Gadget just slows things down a little bit.
Yeah, very good against the Ying. We've seen that a few times. Iconic, what a run out! A long one eliminates the player in double window and still gets away from it. Also, he's downstairs. Psycho. He's almost pretty much in the site. All he's inside trophy. Moosey moves in towards West Main, will find Iconic, and they're also inside of sight. Kino pulls one back, both of them upstairs. Gomez, he has to win this engagement against the Ace to pull it back, but no, he doesn't. Kino has to clutch now. 1 versus 3. Will drop down, has the SMG in hand. Eliminates the drone, there's a player right beside him. They have no idea to drop now. They do, the shotgun comes in. That's a solar shotgun. That doesn't quite hit the same as the smoke ollie for Kino. NIP. That was a fast round from NIP. That's unlike them, but it's worked really well.
Lightning quick for NIP standards. I think they did a great job of funneling those players on the top floor. Villa's one of those maps where you really can start to affect outside to in. This is something that I'll talk about quite a bit when we see this map come up. So many great angles, so many great crossfires, solar repel, bathroom balcony and the bathroom window, you've got the piano window. There's so many different options for getting those kills outside to in. And I think that with the addition of the Ying, they did a fantastic job with that. Look at this for an outside to in. Moosey's on the roof.
There's
you can't even see him. You can see his feet at that point.
There's 10 outside windows for that top floor.
It's ridiculous. And if you've got that coordination, you've got that info on the drones, and then you can use your utility to funnel those players, you will be rewarded. And that's exactly what NIP just did.
Psycho just kept shooting. He felt, you know, eventually I'll get.
It wasn't a good engagement for either of them, really, was it?
Just keep going. Lots
Psycho's
of DMRs.
been favouring those DMRs.
Yeah, a few people have.
Yeah.
I always think that I always think he uses.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one that really. Him and Solotov, they love those guns, don't they?
Attackers are moving to
I've just not got the trigger finger for it.
Old man trigger finger.
It's like I'm firing a break barrel shotgun. I get a quick 2-tap and then I've got to re-aim from. I've got to drag my mouse down from
Like your
the
clay
ceiling.
pigeons shooting the things went all the way up.
Honestly.
Anywho, over to bar now is where we head to. M80 again favouring this Solas very heavily, isn't it? But it's worked really well for Iconic being able to spot out who's there, what gadgets they have. NIP had a fair share of it as well. It worked really well for them. NIP on the other hand, you know, a Thatcher comes in. What purpose does the Thatcher serve?
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we?
The only thing I'm thinking of is literally there's 2 things, right? Well, okay, 3 things, but 2 of them are a massive stretch. One is disable the WAMI charges from using the rooftop. The EMP will catch it, and then you can nade. And then the other 2, which is such a stretch, disable the goggles, and then disable the Souls gadget.
Yeah, I mean, disabling the goggles isn't, you know, I don't think that's the biggest stretch in the world, but it's not like you're bringing the Ying.
You're not, like, you don't know where Warden is, you know,
Yeah, it's a difficult one to try.
I don't know why they dropped it, makes no sense for me.
But the flip side, look at what they really struggled with when, look what M80 really struggled with when they attacked this side. They struggled with that reinforced wall that was electrified in stock.
Yeah, well,
so
a window on it as well.
It does give an option to try and deal with that.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
First pick does go in favor of NIP. Speaking of the Thatcher,
The goggle man.
or not the Thatcher, that's actually a sledge you got that one, the L8. And yeah, like you said, down goes the Warden, so maybe some value from the flashbangs and the smokes might come in. Another nade from Pino. Misses though, doesn't go through the holes.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Pino, he's as safe as anything right now inside a connector. No nades to worry about.
Wizard, he's going to find one over onto Gomez. Slowly but surely, NIP are whittling these defenders down. And there's no option for a trade here. M80 are playing quite separated. They're not giving themselves that chance of hitting that immediate trade back. There's a bit of information here available for Spoit. Cons has been downed.
Frosty.
Frostmat. Unforgivable. It isn't going to slow NIP down too much, though. Iconic, he'll be the next player to fall to the hands of Muzi. It's now all down to Spoit and Kino.
Spoit is in a good position. Now it locks down lobby. It means that no one can really go near bar door, fire some bullets in. Even above will start to be opened up against him. Spoit now has to relocate. Oh, almost his knees get shot. Wizard, he's been down. What's happened over there with him?
Well, Spoit downed him through the sock, didn't he? Wizard should be able to get picked up now.
15 seconds remaining.
Danger is, where's the kit? Kit isn't in the hands of any of these attackers, and you're going to have to find that final kill over onto Spoit, because he might just keep himself alive here. Picks himself up one. Can he find the second? The kit hasn't been recovered here. It's a 1 versus 1. Spoit's going to find it. The time would have done the rest anyway, but he still comes up with the kills. He's been on a marathon that round.
2 versus 4. NIP. You need to be closing them out.
Why wasn't the diffuser planted? Where was the kit? Spoit's literally got a down from inside of dining. He's then gone down west main stairs, up main stairs.
Spoit's done nothing this game as well. Very little. He's
done quite a bit there.
He's just gained back positivity. Look, he was 3 and 6.
Yeah.
Now he's 6 and 6.
Let's keep an eye on this diffuser. We can't even see it there.
These replays are great.
10 seconds.
Like, I'll be honest, we are mortals. We do miss things.
The
Drops in
diffuser's
connector.
inside a stock?
That's Kano. Kano's done that. Yeah, dropped it in connector.
Dear me. Why is someone taking the diffuser into connector?
Because they thought, oh, I'll kill this guy after he just killed my teammate. But he got both of them. That was the issue. Kano not just got 1, he got 2.
Hang on a minute. I've seen the castle. I thought M80 were on the defense.
Your eyes do not deceive you.
It is proving ever popular.
W7M strat. That's why. That's what both teams have been doing. They've been both doing the W7M strat. That's why. W7M earlier, of course, we've seen them win against Kamig. Against Cyclops. It was a good win. It's expected for W7M, aren't they? They're hot favourites going into this competition.
I've seen one of your favourites here, Demo.
Blitz.
On a very important round.
So, remember I told you about the little blitz trick?
Yep.
So what you can do, Ash can go into West Main, and you can actually shoot an Ash charge below the bathroom window. Well, it's already open, but if that window's fully shut, it will break the barricade, but not break the glass. So it's actually a silent break, and then Blitz just hot drops in, just jumps in. Which is what he's doing.
Gonna go
this is it.
Straight in now. Anyway, Psycho.
This is
finds
me.
himself the first. Hello, you gotta get him.
Yes.
Picks himself up the
I love
second.
it.
This is success.
This is
Never
it.
have seen it on the blitz. Psycho's gained a ton of ground.
Oh,
But eventually gets
no.
DK'd by Muzi. That's not in the script. Kills flying in here for NIP. And boy, do they need them. This is match and series point potentially for M80. Everything slows down for a time. And it looks as though M80 are given an opportunity to try and stabilize here. Gomez finds one onto Muzi. This isn't how you want to be using that early wave of momentum that you've gained. Cons, he's going to go for a dive in, but he's not looking the right direction. He gets taken out by Iconic. It's now all down to Wizard.
They know where
he's
he
going
is.
to try and keep his team in this one.
They know he's outside because he just shot at Iconic. I wonder if there's any fear gadget set up, Ollie, because if there is, Wizards not only gets 2 players but 1, but it doesn't even matter. Doesn't get that stage. Gomez catches him, he jumps in, and I thought that was brilliant from Psycho. That is a play out of my own heart. And then he gets TK'd.
It wasn't enough.
TK'd.
We saw a TK on Villa. Wasn't ideal for M80. Here we see a TK on Chalet.
Both teams losing maps to a TK.
Not
That's
ideal
incredible.
for NIP. I'm not sure if we can attest the whole map to that, but it certainly was a big factor there in that last round. M80, they're going to be successful here in the upper bracket final of Group A.
That's them in the semis. We'll see them on Saturday. They get the day off tomorrow. Credit to them. 2 tough teams. They beat G2. They beat NIP, Ollie. They come top of the group. All credit to them. This young side who are still growing in. I always say give a roster 6 months once they make changes. we're only about 3 months in, and look at the results that we're having, obviously, with Sporting Iconic coming in.
Big result there against NIP. I think NIP are going to feel pretty unlucky, pretty hard done to by that. There were a lot of opportunities for them there in that, and they played some good Siege.
Yeah, but they're not out. They're not out.
They're
We
not.
will have a rematch, Ollie. NIP versus